developing new majors and minors, constructing new buildings, and or changing general education requirements. This decision is very important to schools and their students. Since athletics teaches teamwork, builds character, and brings in more revenue to the schools, it should be given more funding if the opportunity were to arise. But along with that, so does arts in its own way. That's why we can't choose between the two, because each brings in their own type of revenue, whether it's games or concerts. One might bring in more revenue than the other, but they have the same importance. In high school, I was involved in both athletics and arts. I was a part of the theater program, so I understand all the kids who believe that they deserve funding. The fine arts are not something that many people think of regularly attending on a Friday night, or any night for that matter. Schools should recognize that the theater and fine arts are important as well. The fine arts are something that takes a special person to appreciate. A special kind of person appreciates the arts, as I mentioned earlier. The fine arts bring an alternative culture that pushes boundaries. Given the track record of many schools, it would not be beneficial to the school to use the suggested additional funding for a non-existent art program. There is no proof that it would be able to bring the school as much revenue as was put in. On a different note, many musicians and actors suffer from vocal strains and fine motor skill repetition, causing them issues later in life. That's also an argument that people bring in with sports. So either side, you can use the same arguments, and you're going to get the same result. So, whenever people get involved in these two, it often comes from a place of passion, and everyone has different passions growing up. When pursuing a passion, most times something is sacrificed in the long run, and in this case, it involves both arts and athletics. Despite the negatives of both fine arts and athletics, they bring their own variety of skills. With arts, it may allow many individuals to explore their personality and express it in a way they are passionate about, much like people in athletics. Neither the arts or athletics is perfect. Both have their faults. In athletics, a big issue is also injury. So in the sports, you can get a scholarship, so they're giving you a lot of money, but if you get hurt and can't finish the season, that can be considered wasting money, but that's the same with arts, especially in colleges. In the end, both arts and athletics is super important to any school. There shouldn't be a debate about whether which one is more important. They are both very important in developing a lot of young people. Unfortunately, there are still schools and universities that have to choose between the two. We need to understand that everyone has different passions, and we shouldn't be allowed to take them away. Arts and athletics open a gateway for opportunities to many people. Okay.
327. How can